Told her my vehicle out on the road and I barely could breathe when they mentioned the mouse. Look to the sky, know I need help. Look for the sun, all I get is the clouds. Called up my sister when I hit the campus. She answered the phone and she hit the...
Oh, shit. What's up, y'all? So today's video is brought to you by Lens Rentals. If you want 15% off your next rental, please use coupon code Brooks15. Get 15% off your next rental, Lens Rentals. All right, y'all, so what's up? So my past few projects, man, I've actually been using, and I think it's because I feel like they take away just some of my creativity. They limit me in such a way that I didn't feel that handheld could give me. Now that I've been kind of using, like, at least going handheld and doing some projects, here are my 3 reasons why maybe you should consider on your next couple of projects not using a gimbal. Also, just FYI, we doing this in between my workouts. I actually have a wedding in Jamaica in December. I'll be bringing you all along with me for that one. So, but if you all kind of want more in-depth looks into my life and some of the jobs I do, follow me everywhere on IG at Brookssmedia. Well, literally everywhere at Brookssmedia. And that's Brookssmedia with 2 S's. If you want to add the S, you ain't spelling it right. Just in case you all was curious, that is the Z Fold 4 we are playing the new JID album on. I do have a Galaxy Buds Pro 2, but something about working out with over-the-ear headphones, it just makes it feel like right to me. I want to preface this video and say this. If I say you, just know I'm really talking about me. I'm talking about things in regards to my workflow, right? Things that I feel like make sense to me and the way I do things. Me, I'm just really just sharing my experiences just in case if you all kind of felt this way, whether you need validation or just an opposing perspective, that's what this is. If you've been rocking out with gimbals for a very long time and it matches your workflow, you stick to that. I'm just saying, if you want to try something different, listen to my reasons on why I've been putting the gimbal down in this video. Number 1, my first reason why I've been stepping away from gimbals is because I feel like it takes me out of my shot. So many times where, you know, I see a shot and I'm on a gimbal, and instead of me letting that moment breathe, letting that shot breathe, I always find myself just kind of drifting off a little bit to the left or the right, but I feel like it made it more cinematic, as if, you know, moving is the only thing that made stuff cinematic. Shout out to my boy Mac Julian, because we kind of had this discussion before, and I used to be in the mindset of every time you do a shot, adding movement makes it more cinematic, which it does not. A shot that makes something that makes something cinematic is your framing, your composition, the sound design, and what piece it added to the story. Movement does not make your shot cinematic, okay? So if you're under that impression like I was, get rid of that. That's not what cinematic is. And I think a lot of this really applies to if you're shooting weddings. So many times in weddings, we feel that, you know, coming off the wall or, you know what I'm saying, slightly pushing in. Stuff that you can also do in post. I understand it doesn't do the same thing for depth of field. But certain times where, just imagine the bride is standing at the window and she's looking at something, she's crying and she's like really emotional. Sometimes adding movement to that shot can actually take the viewer out of that shot. So the number 1 conclusion for this reason, as far as it take you out of your shot, it's okay to let the shot breathe. I gotta finish my last round, then we'll get to the next 2 points. If you already found this video helpful, man, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I create content as much as I can, and it's usually pretty good. It's a beautiful day, so I had to take my hoodie off, man. It's hard as hell. So that brings us to number 2. Number 2 point is remember that a gimbal at the end of the day is a stabilizer. It is to stabilize footage. It does not mean that every time you put this thing in your hand, you need to be moving with it. It's not a, you know, it's a mobile stabilizer. I think we all need to kind of remember that. Sometimes when we have this gimbal in our hand, we feel that we have to always move and mess up our shots, whether it's a push-in, parallax, and all that. Like, you know, a gimbal actually can just be used as a tripod sometimes. Like, what if you need to just stand there for like a, you know, maybe a short period of time? You just need to hold the gimbal. It's gonna keep your footage more stable than it would if you just hold it in handheld. So some of these cameras really, most of the time, have really good like stabilization. I mean, hell, even the A7S III with an optical steady lens, you know, gives you really good stable shots. So understand that even when you use a gimbal, just standing there, it's okay. First and foremost, before you even start moving things with a gimbal, what is the name of the product you're using? It's a stabilizer. It just stabilizes your footage. And the last thing, which is to me certainly not least, I just honestly got tired of my videos looking like everyone else's. I mean, so many times that we see videos where everybody's doing the same gimbal movements, whether it's parallaxes, push-ins, you know, you running with the gimbal super fast and doing like these cool abstract shots. I mean, you know, I feel like everyone has been trying to like mimic or copy almost like the Brandon Lee style type of videos, you know what I mean? And I'm just getting tired of that. I'm really getting tired of my videos looking like everyone else's. And I feel like handheld has kind of gave me like a newfound love for the art, for the craft, because it's like another aspect of my career that I have to learn. And I honestly do feel like my handheld shots look better than my gimbal shots in most cases. Now, you know, understand this. So after these 3 reasons that you all have listened to, right, other than, you know, Like, just to recap, it's taking you out your shot. You forget that it's a stabilizer with added mobility. And then number 3, if you're getting tired of all your shots looking like everyone else, understand this. Everything that you own in filmmaking in your career is used as a tool. Now, there are definitely certain situations where sometimes I go handheld, and then also in that same production, I pick up my gimbal. That was the whole point of me buying 2 A7S III. One's gonna be a cinema rig build, one's just gonna be specifically for the gimbal. So there are some times where I need to get a tracking shot where this just makes sense, or if it's one shot or one take type of thing, and I need to make sure all movements are consistent, then I will use a gimbal. So just understand this, your gimbal is a tool and it has a time and need and a place for it. Every shot does not need to be on a gimbal, just like every shot doesn't need to be handheld. So with that being said, man, at the end of the day, go out there and create what makes you comfortable. And if you want to kind of see some of my, more of my work where I kind of do handheld and gimbal work, or just kind of more behind the scenes stuff, again, follow me everywhere, Brookssmedia with 2 S's. If you want to add the S, you ain't spelling it right. And I'm out, man. Deuces.